Hello BookTube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to Book Babble. So today I'm going to start a new segment that's probably going to be very short and I'm not really sure how it's going to go, but this one I do want to just give like an introduction to the segment, and basically it's going to be called Tips for Moving for Book Lovers. And let me give you some background on this, why I want to do it, because I've lived in the same town since I was 10 years old, and it's just normal for me, and I'm used to it, and I know everything about it, the bookstores, the libraries, all of that stuff. It's just natural to me because I've lived here practically my whole life. So now that my husband got a job offer in St. Petersburg, which is 2 hours away from me, a lot of things are going to be changing in my booktube, book-loving, reading life. So I guess I just wanted to talk about some of those things, maybe give some tips for people who are going to be moving far away from where you live, across the state or across the country. This is very awkward and weird for me because I hate change. Change is just a dirty word in my book. I like things to stay the same. I like things to be consistent. And I don't like things to be different, basically. So moving and having to change libraries, having to get new bookstores, all of those things is just a huge, it's just, it makes me anxious, very anxious. So I guess I just wanted to talk about some of the differences that's going to be happening over the next month until I move. And first and most importantly is I'm getting a new library, and that is just so crazy for me. I've had the same library for 14 years and I love it. I have an obsession with my library. They are just I know exactly how the system works. I know when to get new books that are going to be released, so I'm the first person to get them. I know where all of the libraries are in my county, and I know which ones are open till when, and I know which ones are open on Sundays and which ones aren't. And my library sends books to my house, so I can either choose to pick up a book at a library or they can send it to me in the mail for free. And so I do that a lot, and it's really fun because at least once or twice a week I get mail from my library and it's a free book, and I just think that's amazing. So what I've done to prepare mostly and first is I have looked at the library where I'm moving to. So I'm moving to St. Pete, and the first thing I did was I looked on their website, and it looked pretty good. They had a teen/young adult section, which is similar to my library. That's alright. When we went in and scouted out apartments last week, and one of the requirements was I have to go visit one of their libraries. So I went to the main library over there in St. Petersburg, and the people were so nice, and they had a really good-ish young adult section. They didn't have a lot of like new popular releases, so I'm either going to assume they don't buy them, or the people in St. Pete have really good taste and they were all checked out. I'm hoping that it'll be the latter, but I won't really know how this library relationship is going to work out until I actually move there. And that's another thing that's going to be really hard for me is once we move there, I have to bring them a copy of my lease, which I'm not going to get until move-in date. And then, so the time that I need to close the card that I have here in Orlando and open the one in St. Pete is going to be like 2 or 3 days, and that's just a really long time. I'm going to have to read a book that I own, which I never do, ever. I mean, like, I'm just kidding. I'm totally exaggerating. I do read a book that I own, but mostly I read library books. I might actually get around to reading like Red Queen that week because I'm not going to have any library books to read. So that is the main source of my anxiety. Another source of anxiety a little is bookstores. And there's a Barnes & Noble in every major city including St. Petersburg. There's also Books A Million in almost every major city. I don't think there's a Books A Million in St. Petersburg, but that doesn't matter because I usually shop at Barnes & Noble. And if I want to get a used book, I can always shop online. So this whole bookstore thing is giving me less anxiety than the library thing. But the thing that makes me the most sad is my used bookstore. There's a used bookstore right here in town that I really like to go to that doesn't have the best selection for young adult, but they do have really good classic section and romance section, so I like to go there when I need an adult book. And then sometimes they get a good young adult book in, and I will definitely buy it. But there's a town like one town over from me, and they have an awesome new and used bookstore, independent bookstore, and they are so good. And I recently discovered them a couple of weeks ago. I think maybe it's only been like a month now, and the fact that I will be so far away from them now is really, really sad. But my friend Chloe over at the Brunette Bibliophile, she lives in that area over there on the West Coast. I'm not going to tell you where specifically because I don't know if she wants me to, but she lives in that general vicinity somewhere between Key Largo and St. Petersburg. Whatever. And so she told me that there is a new and used bookstore called Haslam's or Harslum's or something like that in St. Pete. And she was like, when you go, you have to check it out when you move there. And I was like, okay, done. So I had some time to kill when we looked at apartments the other day. So I decided to go and look at it. And it is so amazing, guys. It is freaking gigantic. At the front of the store, they have a little kiosk thing there that gives you maps. You need a map for the store. I really think it used to be like an old, huge grocery. I mean, it's gigantic. I can't explain to you how huge, freakishly big that this new and used bookstore is. I'm probably going to do like a vlog there once I move down that way. So, I mean, there's like pros and cons to this bookstore thing. I'm going to miss out on a used bookstore that I really love here in my area, but I'm going to gain one over in that area. And there's not really much more I can say. I think I'm gonna, this is like step 1, anxiety. Step 1, preparation of moving. Step 2 is gonna be packing up all these dang books. I don't know if you saw my Q&A video, but I counted my books and I have 545. It's a lot of books. So I'm probably gonna do a video on that, packing up all of my books and repacking or unpacking them when I get to my apartment. And the apartment that we're moving to is bigger than the space that we're in now. So that's always good. We're gonna have more space for all of my books. I'm sure my husband disagrees. But anyway, if you guys have ever moved across the state or across the country or to another country or something, how do you deal with the book-related issues? Libraries, bookstores, moving all of these books. I think I need some help because my anxiety level is like right up here and I'd rather have it like all the way down there. So yeah, some advice would be lovely. I'm really nervous about moving 2 hours away from my family and my friends and my comfort zone and all of that stuff. So we'll see how it goes, but I was gonna try to make this segment like an advice type video, but it's more turned into I'm scared out of my mind and I'm really gonna miss my library type video. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I just really needed to talk about these things and about moving. And I guess it's a heads up video too. Around the 15th of next month, I'm gonna be really busy. So probably not a lot of reading is gonna happen. Probably not a lot of videos are gonna happen. So just stick with me the next month and I promise to do a new bookshelf tour when I get to my new apartment and I'm really excited. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.